Welcome back, YouTube. And for those who do not know me, hello. My name is Noah, and on my channel we talk about death, true crimes, haunted people, places, and things, spiritual reparations, and how you can fuck around and find out. If you are not subscribed to this channel, why, bestie? I thought we was besties. Go ahead and subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and if you are over on TikTok, I also have a following there. Give me a follow, please, and thank you. Before we start this episode, I just wanted to say thank you. We have officially over 100,000 subscribers on this YouTube page, and all I've ever wanted is to reach 100K. And I posted my first video October 31st, and y'all have showed up and showed out. Y'all blew this up beyond my imagination, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you to all of you guys, my patrons who love me down and are loyal to me, my YouTube members, I love y'all down. Y'all are loyal to me. My TikTok family, thank you for seamlessly coming over here and listening to longer form content. To my team, y'all know who y'all are, and I'm going to reveal who my team is once I get my plaque. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate you guys and love you guys. You guys are like my bestie. I have over 100,000 besties on here, over 290,000 besties over on TikTok, and y'all literally have made hood spiritualist dreams come true. And since we have reached 100,000 subscribers, I thought I would take it back to my roots. My day ones, my TikTokers and patrons know that all I used to post was stories about creepy, cryptid shit. Okay, stories that were true about plantations, witchcraft, spirituality, and today we're going to take it back to day one. This story has a good mixture of witchcraft, curses, and murder, all the things that makes my little black heart smile. So let's get into it. Our story begins in the early 20th century in York, Pennsylvania. There lived a man named Nelson Rehmeyer, and he was a powwow doctor. What is a powwow doctor? I had to look it up myself, y'all, because I had never heard of this before. A powwow doctor took Dutch traditional folk magic and mixed it with Christianity. It is like the European white version of hoodoo. That's the best way that I can describe it. Okay, they used charms, they read out the Bible, they did rituals, herbal remedies for all type of ailments, from a sick person to love. Like, they are very much so the white counterparts of hoodoo. And these doctors are also referred to as hexmeisters or brushers. And I'm pretty sure I'm saying this shit wrong, but just keep up with me, because I was shocked to know that somewhere in the United States there was something that was similar to hoodoo before white people. I'm sorry, I'm not even trying to be funny. I never knew that there was a practice like this. So, of course, me being the ghetto historian I went and researched and dived head first into learning the art of powwowing. Charms, herbal remedies, Bible scriptures, mojo bags, which they didn't call them that. I don't know what they called them, but I only know the name mojo bags. They had it. So Mr. Rehmeyer was a powwow doctor, just for context purposes. And York, Pennsylvania had a large community of people that were practicing powwow. And they had an even larger community of people that were powwow doctors back then. And one powwow doctor was down on his luck and decided to blame Mr. Rehmeyer for all of his shortcomings, his illnesses, his financial woes. He just knew that Mr. Rehmeyer was the cause. The man's name was John Blymeyer, and he was also a powwow doctor, but he believed that Mr. Rehmeyer, I know it's a lot of Myers, just keep up with me, was not a powwow doctor, that he was a witch. Now remember, we are coming semi-fresh off of the Salem witch trials, and anybody that was even accused of witchcraft was burned at the stakes. Okay? And I don't know if I necessarily believe that Mr. Rehmeyer was doing anything, but Mr. Blymeyer was like, my sickness, my broke assness, all the woes I'm going through has to be Mr. Nelson Rehmeyer. He truly believed that Mr. Rehmeyer put a curse on him, and he wanted to break this said curse. So he went to go see a high-ranking powwow doctor himself. Now, before I go any further, powwow doctors use a book, and it was a book of incantations, rituals, spells, what have you, called The Long Lost Friend. It was by a man named John Holman. And this book was very precious to any powwow doctor because this was like their blueprint. So every powwow doctor held on to a copy of this, and it was anointed and all this good stuff. Like, this was their shit. And it was sacred, not to be touched by anybody else. Mr. Blymeyer went to go see his own powwow doctor, and her name was Nellie Knoll, but she was also known as the Marietta River Witch. And she confirmed through divination that Mr. Rehmeyer had actually put a curse on Mr. Blymeyer. And she told him that he needed to gather a lock of Mr. Rehmeyer's hair and his long lost friend book and bury it. Now, it is very much so up in the air if he was going through spiritual psychosis, if there was an actual curse put on him, what have you. I do believe that he had some kind of crossing, but I'm not convinced that Mr. Rehmeyer was the cause of that crossing. Okay, we are talking about a town that was full of magic, full of root work. It could have been anybody, but then again, other people say this lady was a high-ranking powwow doctor, so she knew what she was talking about. So I don't know. Y'all comment y'all opinion if you think Mr. Rehmeyer was behind this. So of course, Mr. Blymeyer, trusting his spiritual advisor, devised a plan that he would go to Mr. Rehmeyer's house, cut a lock of his hair, steal his book, and then go ahead and bury it. And he got two other men to help him devise this plan, like execute the plan. And I don't know what in his deluded mind thought that he was going to break into someone's house or even enter into someone's house and cut their hair and steal their spiritual book. Sir, did you think that was going to go down the way you thought it was going to go down? Because somebody coming here trying to take my book of rituals, it's going to go down. And he didn't take that into consideration. Now, the next part of the story depends on who you talk to. Some people say the early mornings of Thanksgiving in November of 1928, Mr. Blymeyer and two other assailants went and broke into Mr. Rehmeyer's house. But other people say that he knocked on a door and Mr. Rehmeyer, not knowing his intentions, let him right in. So that part is just up in the air. But once inside, the two men and Mr. Blymeyer attempted to cut Mr. Rehmeyer's hair and bury his book or steal his book. And it just went to holy hell from there. Okay? They ended up beating, strangling, and mutilating Mr. Rehmeyer. And I forgot to mention earlier, he was a married man with 2 children. So they did all of this while his family was upstairs, probably sleeping. And once they were finished murdering Mr. Rehmeyer, they set his body on fire to test if he was a witch. Because if his body did not burn, that means that he was indeed a witch. When I say this out loud, it's so fucking unhinged because there were children in the house and they burnt him and just left him thinking that the rest of the house was set on fire, killing his 2 children and his wife, who probably slept upstairs. I can't. And they also set the body on fire and tried to set the rest of the house on fire to destroy evidence. And once the body did not burn, in their head, it confirmed that Mr. Rehmeyer was indeed a witch. This story just literally makes my head spin because I'm like, you literally murdered your own. Because at this time, the Christian church was condemning powwowing, just like they do any other form of spirituality outside of Christianity. And also, the big pharmaceutical companies were on a rise. So all those herbal remedies that were healing people, they did not want that happening anymore. They wanted them to buy medication. So not only did you just go to this man's house and kill somebody's husband and father, you also just played into what they wanted you to. Stupid. Apparently, them burning his body and trying to set the house on fire to destroy evidence did not work because the 3 men were arrested, convicted, and then later released. And something tells me it has to do with them accusing him of being a witch. There's no way that you could just unalive, because I can't say the M word no more in this video without being demonetized. But there's no way that you can unalive someone and then be released shortly after. But this was all about the church and witchcraft. And even though they were powwow doctors as well, it doesn't matter. In the church's head and in big pharmaceuticals' head, they took out the trash. But even though they unalive Mr. Rehmeyer, it is said that he is still there, and that whole house and woods have some of the most craziest paranormal activity ever. And we are not just talking about seeing a spirit or a full body apparition. We are talking about rocks being thrown from an empty house at passerbyers. We are talking about UFO sightings in rural York, Pennsylvania. People report seeing a dog with red eyes growling at them. This place is a mess, and it makes people think that he really was a witch, because any light worker wouldn't have this much spooky paranormal activity going on in the house that this land sits on and in the woods. People have reported seeing smoke coming out of one of the windows of the house. It's unhinged. They see Mr. Rehmeyer full body apparition at this property. You do not want to be caught strolling in the woods at night and pull up on this place, because you're going to fuck around and find out. They also say the new owner of this house is not friendly, so do not try to go explore it. Okay, I seen a comment on a video where this couple was just strolling next to the house, and the new owner pulled up and was ready to, don't go there, okay? Stay out of it. I'm going to insert an outside tour of the house. It is in beautiful condition to be as old as it is, and it comes from a channel here on YouTube. I will be linking and tagging them in the description below. But just look at this house and where it's located. It looks creepy as hell. I don't know how y'all be living in the woods.
Hey everyone, how you doing? It is a cold, chilly day. Almost fall-like or winter-like. I'm here outside of Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania with my friend Justin. You can check him out on Twitter at JustinWainioArt. That's W-A-I-N-I-O. Justin, you were also in the abandoned pilot's house video.
I was.
With me, yes. We had fun that day. Anyway, looking in front of me here, this is, or was formerly called Rehmeyer's Hollow. And it was named that because a man named Nelson Rehmeyer lived right here in this house back in 1928. A local man named John Blymeyer believed that Nelson Rehmeyer had put a curse on him. So John Blymeyer went to a witch named Nellie Knoll, who told him to break into this house that you see before us and find Nelson Rehmeyer's spell book the long lost friend. So, we continue on here. Rehmeyer had two conspirators, John Curry and Wilbert Hess, and they both felt as if Nelson Rehmeyer had put a curse on them as well. So they broke into this house while Nelson Rehmeyer was home. They were unable to find the book, but instead they killed and mutilated Nelson Rehmeyer in this house back in 1928. It got national attention, national news attention. It was a huge story. And this is the house as it looks today. Now, I don't think anybody lives here. The house is supposed to, of course, be haunted, and a lot of people say that the woods here have a very kind of dark feeling, heavy feeling in them. Lots of local lore and legends about this house. Let's have a quick peek while we're here. It looks like they have a camera up there, but it appears to be a stage camera and not an actual camera. That camera is way too old to be recording anything. But let's have a look real quick. I don't want to get yelled at here. So that would be the original door handle. And there's the old keyhole there. This is a very creepy house. Let's actually see if we can see anything up here. I don't see anything in there. I think it's going to be difficult to even see through these windows. You can see Justin here having a cigarette like it's 1928. Yeah, the windows are all covered. They put this plexiglass over the windows, I'm sure, to protect them from people trying to break in, because I'm sure people have tried to do that before. Have a look here. No luck. Yeah, let's give it a try. I'm not seeing anything there but my phone. No peeks in this house. Yeah. There are just no peeks inside. Anyway, this is the property. I believe that there's a documentary being made about this particular story. So that might be worth checking out. I don't know if it's been released yet or not, but I would be interested to hear or to know the full story about this. But yeah, this is the house where Nelson Rehmeyer was brutally murdered and mutilated by 3 people who thought that he had put a curse on them. Strange tale. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Have a good one.
Baby, they can have it. They can have it all. It's all yours. Because you wouldn't catch me dead around this property. It's too much pain. It's too much just everything. Everybody ain't lying. And to say that you've seen a UFO around this property is goddamn crazy. They say it's like a portal. But then other people say, I never seen anything. And then you got people saying, absolutely not. I will never go here again. I will never go near here again. It's a mixed bunch. Tour at your own discretion. That is all for today, YouTube. And if you would like me to cover a certain place, person, or thing, topic, what have you, email me. I will be leaving my email in the description of this video. And thank you again for getting me to 100K. Y'all understand how excited I am. I literally was in the middle of the sea on vacation, jumping up and down like a kid at Disneyland. Wait, maybe not Disneyland, since I just did the video on, but y'all know what I mean. Thank you so much, y'all. Y'all do good, be good, stay safe.